Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be talking about book 2 of the selection series, and it is called The Elite. Now, caution, before I start this video, I do have to say, there is violence in this book, there is abuse in this book, so I strongly advise those to you who are sensitive to this subject, do not watch this video. Again, there is violence in this book, there is abuse in this book, so those to you who are sensitive to this subject, do not watch this video. And with that in mind, let's dive in to The Elite. So The Elite starts off with America thinking about what she's gonna do, and she's laying on Maxon's chest on a blanket under the stars, and she is thinking about what is she gonna do, because if you guys remember the first book, Maxon said he loved America, and if America felt the same way, he would end the election and marry her right then on the spot. But then she's hanging out with her ex-boyfriend Aspen over here, who is saying that he still loves her and that he wants to fight for her. And then the fact is, if she accepts Maxon, that means she will be saying yes to the crown. But her thoughts were interrupted because Maxon said, "You know, the last time I looked at the stars was to study them." And then they had a little flirty flirt moment with the stars in the moment. It was so beautiful, you guys. So anyway, a guard interrupts the beautiful moment to tell Maxon that, Your Highness, you shouldn't be out in the open like this because the rebels can come, and they've been having trouble with the northern and southern rebels. So, with that in mind, Maxon says yes, of course. And so, with that in mind, before they go inside, Maxon asks America again, like he did in the first novel. He says, "America, how much time do you need to how much time do you need? Because I will give you all the time that you need to sort out your feelings. I will give you the time that you need, and I will always be here waiting." So, with that in mind, she goes inside, and then she sees Aspen around the corner, and Aspen is surprised because he thought America was in her room. But no, she was on her date with Aspen. And if you guys if you guys do remember, in the first election there was a rebel attack. So in the first election book there was a rebel attack, and there was 35 girls. But now since all the other girls went home, there's only 6. There is Marley, America, Aspen, Celeste, and Chris. Now, Keep your mind open about Chris. There's something about Chris that we will discover on this selection journey that will blow you guys' mind, because it blew my mind when I read it. So with the selection being smaller, America goes into the break room the next day, and everybody's having tea with the queen, and they are treating and 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 they were talking about and 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 and, and they were actually talking about their perfect wedding that they have imagined in their minds. Each girl was talking about, but you know America. She just wants a simple wedding with her dad giving her away, which I think is so sweet. So anyway, Marley is talking to America the next day, and you know, her and Marley are best friends. But Marley goes to the bathroom a lot, and she stays in one corner a lot. Keep this in mind. She goes to the bathroom a lot, and she stays in one corner a lot. Keep this in mind about my girl Marley. Marley, I love you. They did you so wrong in this book. Aspen. Okay. So I guess it wasn't Maxon's fault, but they did my girl Marley so wrong. Anyway, with Molly and America talking, Molly and America were talking one day, and they started talking about and they started and then and so Molly and America were talking one day, and they started talking about Celeste and Chris, and they and and basically and 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 okay. So this is what they said about Chris. They said that Chris is acting very, 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 very like nicer than usual, nicer than usual to Prince Max. And Maxon and her have created a bond over this election, just like my girl America has created a bond with her ex-boyfriend Aspen, which I think was so wrong because you got Maxon over here in love with you, and then you're just playing him whenever you're upset. Maxon, I'm just so anyway. Marley and America says how Chris say how Chris has been acting too nice, and they say how Celeste has been getting worse with they say how Celeste has been getting worse at sabotaging the competition, and how her attitude has been getting worse. And then the next day, they have a big talk with Gravel, and for some reason, Celeste just ends up saying the most snootiest thing. But, um, but, um, but, um, but, um, but, um, not America. America says the right thing. Said says the right thing. Says the right thing on the Ilya report. So the next day they have to so the next day they have to split up in teams, and they have to work together on this project. And America ends up doing pretty well, and the princesses from Suave, because they have each princess come from a different culture to talk about their project, from their teacher, but I but I can't but I can't but I can't but I can't but I but I but I can't but I but but for the life of me I can't remember the teacher's name. But America likes working with the teacher because it takes her mind off of Aspen and Max. So she puts in double time, and she teaches Chris how to play the piano, which I think is very, very sweet. Oh, and the next day they have a big Christmas party. Well, not Christmas party. I'm sorry, not Christmas. They have they have a big Halloween party because America asked for a Halloween party, and Maxon has showed her the secret library, and and and, and she took this very important book called Ilya's Diary, that explains that the ruler of Ilya sold his daughter into marriage so he could take over the country. So anyway, at this Halloween party, and don't you guys worry, America has hidden the book that Maxine gave her from the secret library. But keep this in mind, because this is about to, because the book is gonna come back at the end of this video. So with the Halloween party, America's family gets invited, and her dad hugged her, and her mom hugged her, and her sister May is so excited that they have a sleepover in America's room, and the maids meet May, and everybody's just having a good time. But the next day, America gets up, and her maid tells her sister to get up, and America asks them, what is going on? You guys are acting very, very strange. And 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 and, and the maids do not answer her at all when she starts to ask questions about what's going on. And so the maids, they might have told the parents. They might have told, they might have told America's parents. Because the maid says, May, can you please go find your mother? And then America orders them to tell them, orders them to tell her what is going on. Why aren't you guys saying anything? Why do you look so scared? And then when she gets down there, they caned my girl Marley. They caned her. So do you guys remember in the first book? Do you guys remember in the first book I said that a man came to the house and gave America all these rules for the election? Well, it turned out that one of the rules say that you cannot have eyes for anyone else but the prince. But Marley fell in But Marley fell in love with Carl Woodwork. She fell in love with him. And that's why she would she used to always go to the bathroom. She used to always sit in certain spots so they could just smile and glance and look lovingly into each other's eyes. But they were caned for this. So they so they so they beat them 15 times, and then they were exiled from the palace. So now they are 8. So now since they were exiled, Marley can no longer be in this election. And and her boyfriend Connor lost his job. They did not go Marley so wrong. And I was so emotional when they came to Marley for the first time. When I read the book. And then actually when I was reviewing the book for this channel, I had to stop and take breaths and say, Addie, you're doing this for your channel. You're doing this for your channel, because it was so heartbreaking. And with every lash, Connor said, "It's okay, Marley. It'll be over soon. I love you." And then, even though Marley, even if 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 even though Marley didn't say it, the look in her eyes just said, "I love you too." And 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 in America was running through the crowd, was running through the crowd. The guards had to hold her back because she was almost on the podium where Marley was, and she was trying to stop it, but the guards kept fighting her, and they dragged her away. Even the father was like, "Get your hands off my daughter." But they dragged her away, and And Marley's parents was devastated. Everyone was devastated. And then when she went back to her room, and then when she went back and 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 then when she went back to her room, her maids tried to help her, but 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 the but America said, "Get away from me! I want you out. I want all of my maids out of my room." So the maids got out. Maxon tried to talk to her, but she was so upset that she couldn't even look at him until and and until and until and until he said he couldn't even look at her until he said please, until and until until he said please, he couldn't even look at her. And then the next day, Celeste called my girl Marley out of her name and America attacked her. I was like, right on, right on. No one talks bad about my Marley. So after this attack, Maxon does meet her. So after this attack, Maxon does come to the hospital wing to hear what really happened. But yeah. All the doctors and all the nurses in there are happy that she did it. If 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 he even one nurse said, "Good for you. It's about time someone put that girl in her place." And if you guys think this is out of character, it is not. Because in the first book, Celeste actually talked bad about a girl that the girl felt so bad that she hit Celeste, and Celeste ripped America's dress, and Celeste ruined a girl's birthday dress by spilling punch on it, by spilling juice on it. So this isn't the first time she did something bad. I mean, yes, America was bad. Yes, America. Yes. So, 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 yes. So, yes. America was wrong for hitting her, but no one would talk about my best friend like that. I'm just saying. America stood up for her friend. I know that's wrong to say, but America stood up for her best friend. And actually, the Queen actually did have a talk with America, and I love the Queen, but I feel bad for her. And I and 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 and, and, and 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 and, 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 and I will explain why after I tell you what the Queen said to America. The Queen said to America, I have never been so proud of you for trying to go save your friend, but you can't act like that when you're a queen because people will see you a certain way if you do a certain thing. So I think that was very good advice from Queen Amberly. I think it was very good advice from Queen Amberly. It was wonderful advice from her. And I feel bad for the Queen because Maxon is her only child, and and um and 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 I uh, mm, I I mm, I mm, I feel bad for the Queen because Maxon is her only child. And and since Maxon is her only one, actually act well act well mm, 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 this well actually this information this 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 information came this 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 well mm, well actually I do feel bad for the Queen because we learn in the first book that the Queen can no longer have more children. So since Maxon is her only child, so Maxon so Maxon is her only son. But 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 actually but actually but actually in the first book her sister tells us, because her family was visiting, her sister tells us that 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 the sister always feels bad when she comes and visits because she has all these children and her sister only has one. But Queen Amberly sister but 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 Queen Amberly's sister also says that you, America, and all these girls give her hope of having children, grandchildren, and a daughter. If one of you marry my nephew, Prince Max. So I actually really do like the Queen because you can see how much she loves her son and her husband. And she is just trying to do what is right for her nation. And I really have respect for the Queen. I really do have respect for the Queen. So, at the end of the book, they have to give they actually have to give. So, at the end of the book, they actually do have to give this presentation, this, 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 per, so, wait. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys something. Maxon gives America a note, and they meet in the secret tunnel room, and in the secret tunnel room, there is my girl Marley. Her and Carter are working as servants for the castle now. And they saw each other, and they hugged, and they cried together, and it was a beautiful reunion. I love you, Maxon, for doing that. And Maxon gives America a bracelet. And it's a really cute moment, because she cries and says that she really does care about him, and yada yada. It's a really beautiful moment. And then we get to the end of the book, where the girls have to prepare for their own project to make America better. So they have to come up with some idea that they could give to the king, so the king can use it all around the country as a project. And even the Queen had to do a project like this, but they won't be working in teams. So America, my girl America, long live Queen America and Prince Maxon. Long live them. Long may they reign. So America takes Ilya's diary, even though she doesn't like it, and I don't understand how she didn't return it back to Maxon. So what's gonna happen next? Wouldn't have happened if you would have turned it back into Maxon, so we would have put it back in the library. But moving on. So America takes the diary that Maxon gave her, and she makes a report about eliminating the caste system. And as soon as the cameras go off, he takes the book from America and he tells America, I have had enough of her, Maxon. She is going home tonight. And then Maxon takes up for America, and then his father looks at him like he's crazy, and he says, you are not king yet. I am king. And if you want to have this talk in the office, fine. But she is going home tonight, and that is the last straw. And then Maxon says, no, this is my election, and I decide who goes home. So so after that, so after that, so after that happens, actually, Chris gets some very bad news that one of her family members has passed away. And so that's sad because she's crying. And she's actually crying into the queen's arms, which I like, because the queen does act like a mother figure throughout the book, which I really do appreciate. And America goes back into her room and she tells her maids, it has been an honor being with you girls, but it's time for me to go home. The king doesn't want me to stay. So she's in the middle of packing all her stuff, and this is when the maids get an idea of saying, America, if you're going out, you're going out in style. So they actually make her a beautiful dress that she can walk out of the castle with. Meanwhile, you got Aspen over here saying, I am so glad that this election is over, and if you can give me time to get home to you, we can get married. We can so this is when Aspen says, well, if you could give me time to it if you can give me time to get home to you, we can get married then. Oh my gosh, I am so happy. And Amanda says, well, Aspen, I need time because I need time to get over this election. And then her and Aspen fight a little bit because Aspen says, why do you need time? You're over. This election is over. You guys are over. And then Aspen says, all right, I will give you all the time that I will give you all the time that you need. But when I get home, we're getting married. So, with that in mind, America and Aspen, they talk about writing letters to each other because Aspen will still be working in the palace, and then America asks for time, and then Aspen gets mad. It's a whole mess. Anyway, I don't want to talk about them because Prince Maxon and her, they shared this beautiful goodbye. And even though it got off to a rocky start because she wanted Maxon's help with the project, and he was making out with Celeste at the back of the stairwell, she's forgiven him, and he let her keep the bracelet. And 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 and, and, and do you know what America says? Do not tug your ear with anyone else. That's mine. And then they just shared this beautiful goodbye. And Malcolm says that he will always love her. And then he will never love anyone else. But then, but, 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 but before, but, but before that happens, before that happens, the rebels do attack, and and and, and, and they write on the wall, "We're coming." And then a few days later, America found a note that said, "We're coming." And then when there was another rebel attack, she ran into the woods and 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 and, and, and she and and she saw these two teenagers with books. So this got America thinking that they may be settling about Ilya because they may be undercover rebels or something. But they weren't. They were just students. So, when the rebel attack happens, America and Maxon get to the safe. So, so America. So when they get to the safe room, America and Maxon, America was going to take a walk around the garden before she left to go home, like the king said. But wait, you guys, this is the best ending ever. So, not the best middle of the book because I don't like the middle. Okay. So, America wanted to take a walk around the garden one last time, but she bumps into Maxon heading out of the hospital wing with the case that says Prince Maxon on it. So, when the rebels attack, Maxon takes her into the safe room and this is the part where it gets deep. He asks America to help him take off his jacket, and it turns out that there are bruises from a belt that is on his back from his father. And America helps him, and he tells America, I I I have you have to keep this between us. My mother doesn't even know, but my 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 mother doesn't even know, but I have been waiting all but 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 I've been waiting all my life, but but I have been waiting all my life to stick up to him, and I finally have, and I and 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 I am so grateful that he is so good to my mother and doesn't hurt my mother. But 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 then he says, although he doesn't hurt my mother, I have no idea what goes on in their marriage. So maybe so maybe so he's he give me a minute, give me a minute. And then Maxon says, although he doesn't hurt my mother, she's probably suffering in silence and being all quiet and being a good wife to him, knowing that she is hurting inside, but is masking it with a smile. So, not many people know about his back that he tells America that only the doctors know, but they don't say anything. And now only she knows. So America so America helps him. So America helps him, and then after she's done helping him, they lay on one cot and they talk about and 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 and, 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 and they actually talk about their relationship. And then when America and the prince are found, America goes back to her room to pack her stuff. I am so sorry that I told you guys this backwards. She goes back to her room and packs her stuff, and then Aspen and her talk, and then after that, and when she's dressed in that beautiful dress, and the maids give her one last curtsy, she takes she takes a walk around the castle one last time, and then she's about to open the double doors to go to the car to go home, but then Maxon stops her and says, I talked to my dad, and he says, as long as I talk to you, you can stay. And so he says, you got to do this, and this. So basically, don't do anything. So so he basically tells her that so 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 he basically tells her that his dad said that you cannot do anything public in front of the public to make a big deal to 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 so you can't do anything public to on TV like Ilya's diary, She can't show anyone Ilya's diary, and that she has that and 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 and, and, and and Maxon tells her that you have got to be patient. Now that it's just you, me, and Chris and Celeste, America, just give me some time, be patient. And Chris finds out that America is saying, keep that in mind. Oh, and keep her father in mind too, because her father, America's father is very important too. So keep him and Chris in mind. So Chris finds out that America is saying, and so America goes back into so America is going back to her room, and then all of a sudden the king stops it and says, all these girls can bring something to the table, but you don't bring anything to the table for my son, and I would not like to have you for a daughter-in-law, so why are you still here? And then America, being the queen that she is, America tells him, well, that's something you have to ask your son. And then the king threatened her, but America doesn't tell Maxon. She just keeps it to herself. And then when she gets it back, the maids are so happy, and and, and the maids say, if she's gonna win, we have a lot of work today. We have a lot of work to do, if she's gonna win. And then they all smile, that grimace smile, like it is on. And that is the end of book 2 for the selection series, The Elite. Oh, and I have to say, although I do not like Celeste, I do wish that they wouldn't have done in the last book what they done to her character, because she could have had a lot of character growth. But I will discuss that in the next video about the selection another time. Bye.